everyone, welcome to the Super Soda Bros podcast, a News Fanatics production. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Luke.
And we're going to be talking about stuff and things, but most importantly, our top 13 metal songs of all time. I'm excited.
Of all time. Underlined in bold.
As of 2022.
For now.
So, Luke, first of all, what is your favorite candy to munch on? Like, let's say you're in the hankering for something sweet and you're like, you know what, I'm going to grab a blank.
Well, I don't really grab candy for snacks, but if there is candy, something Reese's or probably Reese's or Butterfinger are my top two.
Okay.
Also, both being kind of peanut butter, but those are definitely my top two for snacking.
Okay, well, makes sense. And I asked that question because I had a kind of epiphany last week. It takes a special kind of person to enjoy Reese's peanut butter cups, but I guess more specifically, chocolate peanut butter style candy. And I don't know why I thought this. I was sitting on my living room floor. I was watching some YouTube. I don't remember the exact video I was watching, and I was eating little peanut butter cups. And I was thinking to myself, you either really like this or you really don't. Because I know there's a lot of people that don't like peanut butter things.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes peanut butter is, overused in some products. Because peanut butter is pretty much everything nowadays, so I can kind of see that. But when it comes to Reese's, though, I'm a huge fan of it, but I'm also very, to other, peanut butter products. So it kind of just, for me, it varies on what the peanut butter is in for me to really, really like it. And then sometimes it's Reese's or... I used to hate, peanut butter cup ice cream, hate it, because there's that one time at Food Share, Mom got, 15 gallons of it or something like that one time years ago. So I hated it so much for such a long time, and then we got it not too long ago, probably a month or two ago. I'm like, oh, this ice cream's pretty good now.
Yeah.
I just haven't had it in so long, so it really just does depend on what the peanut butter.
Yeah.
For me, Reese's all day long.
All day, every day, if you could.
Yeah, if I could, I would be probably 300 pounds.
Oh, but I mean, if you want to, that comes with a whole bunch of different other lifestyle.
Handicap parking. Oh,
you could do that anyway.
Yeah, true. Never mind.
And so it's kind of a weird way to segue, but I want to talk a little bit about VR for a second. And I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm not talking about Metaverse. I'm talking about VR gaming. And I don't remember if you guys do or not, but do you guys own a VR headset?
Yes. Josiah gave me one 2 years ago, I think. And I used it a lot back when I lived in Connecticut, but up here I've only used it twice.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have any games on it? What games were on there that you like to play?
Ooh, well, Rec Room is fun because it's pretty much a whole bunch of different mini games, kind of like Wii Sports or Wii Resort, which just has random. And has paintball and laser tag, which are by far the best games in that. Really fun. A lot of VR chat, but that's not really a game. It's kind of just goofing off or whatever. And then there was some cool I don't remember what it was called, but some game where it's kind of mixed between soccer, but you're these in these Tron suits, and you're bouncing around this arena, and you have jets and grappling hooks and stuff, and you can propel off different objects and grab the ball and then throw it to the enemy goal and stuff.
Okay.
I played it a little bit. It's really fun, but you really have to not get sick, because if you have any kind of nauseousness with VR games, you're not going to be able to handle it at all.
Especially that one, because you're flying through the air and stuff, right? And you're looking around like crazy. And you might be, and you might be zooming in a direction and looking the opposite.
And then
yeah,
and then you have to grapple and then go back and then spin around, and it's games, yeah. I think those were the only games I really played when I had it because I didn't buy anything because everything in VR.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of VR games are kind of expensive, so there's a little bit of investment involved. But once you find a game where it's like, okay, um, this is a iconic game for the system. First example, the best first-person shooter game on at least the Oculus Quest is called Onward, and I want to say it's like $30 or something like that, $30 or $40. But it's a fully immersive, VR first-person shooter game where there's tons of different like assault rifles, tons of different pistols, and you can put yourself into different sandbox environments. It's kind of like Terrorist Hunt in a sense, where you have like all these enemies spread around the map, and either you gotta kill all of them or survive for a certain period of time, and then you gotta like run to a chopper. And it's like super realistic because you gotta like whenever you aim down the scopes. If you have like a red dot sight, you have to line up the red dot sight perfectly. Otherwise, like you can't see exactly where you're aiming. And obviously, like all the reloading and grenading is perfectly seamless. So if you're looking for kind of action game, that one's really good. But my all-time favorite game is The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. Dude,
I played that game for probably 10 minutes.
It's
really good.
It's so good. Like, when I first got it, I booted up the tutorial and it teaches you all the basic stuff. Like, if a zombie grabs you, you move your arms up to like shake them off, and then you have to stab zombies in the head with a knife, and you have to like you aren't supposed to have lots of like little quick movements to kill them. It has to be like a big range of movement, as if you're actually like stabbing them in the head. And then there's like a little bit of give as you pull the knife back out, and that's just a tutorial.
Yeah.
And I was playing the other day, and I had to get this sheet of intelligence from a house, but the house was guarded by this gang. And you could either fight your way through the front door, but you had to take on like 7 people with guns, or you could sneak around the back, but you had to like go under a trap and find your way into the house through like a window or something. So I did the sneaky way. So I ducked through this trap, and when I got to the back door, it was all boarded up. There was planks all the way across it, and you can't get through unless you have some kind of like blunt object to force your way through. Thankfully, I had an axe, so I chopped my way through. And most of the stuff in the game is interactable, so like you chop away the boards and they fall to the ground, and you can like pick the boards up. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. You can kind of like bash people over the head with it, and so like I'm sneaking through the house, and I try to be quiet because there's enemies in the house as well. And so I get to the front door somehow, and there's a guard standing, facing outside through the door, facing away from me. And I look at the board in my hand, and it's heavy, so you have to have 2 hands holding onto it. And I'm like looking at it. Well, the board was covering the door. In order for the board to cover it, it has to be nailed.
Oh, there's nails sticking through it?
Yeah. So I look and there's a nail in the end. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing. So I crouch and I sneak up behind the guy. And I'm right behind him. And I stand up and I go, right in his head. And instead of just letting him fall, I still have the board in his head. I drag him inside with me behind a wall. And I gently set him down so he doesn't make a sound.
Bye.
And then I grab his head and I tear the board out of his skull.
Jeez.
And that's one contextual encounter in the entire game.
Jeez. Wow.
So good.
So it's like fun and also satisfying at the same time.
It's also freaking scary because if you like if you run out of stamina or you get wounded, your vision narrows, so you can't really see as much. You kind of gotta like focus a lot more. And I'm not too far in the game, so it's basically just beginner type missions.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you just want to, be in a sandbox and just kill zombies for fun, you can just do that and take on a horde of them. But yeah,
I definitely want to get back into playing VR stuff. I think it's up here, because I haven't played since probably October.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been quite a while. But I definitely want to play stuff again and just immerse myself in that world. Back when I used to play, I'm like, this is so cool. I get like sucked into it for like over an hour and just be like doing random stuff.
Yeah. But you also got to take a lot of breaks because, one, you can get nauseous because of motion sickness. But also, because you're moving around and stuff like that and crouching, you're building up a sweat, so you might get hot. And
then also the headset's like 2 pounds, so your face is like... Ugh.
Yeah, and like there's all this sweat that builds up around your eyes, so you got to like clean it constantly and just air yourself out.
Yep.
But the whole time is definitely worth it. And like, same thing with you. I haven't played since early October, so I just now got back into it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, definitely like 10 out of 10 game for VR. And also, I want to talk to you a little bit about soda. So I know we're getting into a lot of, unhealthy junk food type territory. But at the same time that I had this epiphany about Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, I realized that Barqs Root Beer might be the best soda ever made.
Dr. Pepper.
It's a controversial opinion, but...
So how do you end the Discord call again? I'm trying to see if I can leave this. Sir, you're stepping into some territory that will get you a writing out of our parents' inheritance.
Well, it's the big red button down there, so feel free to leave at any time. I dare you. Do it. Do it. No, you didn't leave the call. You just turned off your camera, you coward.
Sir.
Oh my.
Sir, if you say that Barqs... Okay, don't get me wrong. Barqs is by far the best root beer. Hands down. The best soda of all time? I mean, it's dang good. It's my second favorite soda, but it doesn't beat Dr. Pepper. It can't beat Pepper.
I'm coming out of the other side. I think Dr. Pepper is also an entirely acceptable soda. One might say it's great. I don't think it takes the cake.
Wow.
But because think about it. Barqs Root Beer, it's so satisfying.
It is. It's got a nice bite to it. It's got like this cool, refreshing sweetness to it. It's not just like corn syrup and corn syrup. It has like a profile taste to it that has a start and a finish. Same thing with Dr. Pepper, or even I would say just Coca-Cola in general, even though I don't drink Coca-Cola. But it has that refreshing start to finish where it kind of like has like multi-flavor all the way through.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Not as much as food, but like a soda goes, usually soda is very one-dimensional.
I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
But I will say it is the second. Pooh, number 2 soda.
Number 2. Okay.
Number 1.
That's understandable.
Very close, number 2. Some might say 1.5.
I would put it up there at number 1 personally, but
personally, I don't care.
All right, fair enough. I just thought, I'd bring it up, and maybe you agreed with me, maybe you didn't. But
to an extent, if Dr. Pepper wasn't around, definitely number 1.
Well, that's by definition what a number 2 soda is.
Exactly. So for me, it's number 2.
Fair enough. We have a sponsor this week. Now, this is something that everybody wants, regardless of if they make a conscious decision or not to want it. This is something that affects young, old, rich, poor, human, non-human, everybody. There is none except a handful of people in the entire universe that want this. Everybody except for a handful want this. And those handful of people are extremely strong willpowered. They're extremely powerful in general. So this product that is sponsoring us, because it is going to take the world over by storm. This is something that nobody can ignore because of its power. So therefore, we must sponsor it in order so that we can continue with it as it conquers the globe. We're talking about the One Ring. The One Ring to rule them all. One Ring to bind them, and in the darkness bind them.
What?
This is my Invisible Golem pop figurine,
Where'd you find that?
side by side with Mr. Frodo Baggins.
What?
And they're actually here on my desk, flanked on either side by my book
Book holder.
thingies. But they're just for decoration.
Mm.
But yeah, the One Ring is our sponsor for this week. And you know it's got a lot of money and power because it's a ring and it's gold. Like, come on, man.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat that. So,
Can't beat
thank you, The One Ring, for sponsoring us. We will be sure to remember
Tell you
you
our
always.
goals.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember you always. Yep.
You can take control of us and use us to fulfill your dark wishes in order to get back to your master. All right, let's get into the main event of the show. We're talking about the top. Oh, hey, a Duff figurine. Is that
It's Duffman.
Duff? Oh yeah, Duff Man.
Sorry, I just showing my pop figure.
That's all good. I got some Westworld pop figures up there, but they're kind of they got stuff on top of them.
I have 3 or 2, and then Christine has like 7.
Ah,
Yeah.
they're
We have only-
They're expensive.
Yeah, they're super expensive. Because we got he's behind Chewbacca on the table. It's Jake the dog from Adventure Time with headphones.
Mm-hmm.
It's, $15, whatever. The first generation of Adventure Time pop figures that came out are now $300 each off eBay.
Yikes! What year was that? Do you know?
It was years ago. It was pretty old.
Okay.
They're close to. They're probably the second release or so. So they're probably like 6 years old.
Okay. Jeez, that's crazy.
Super expensive for the old one.
All right, let's get into what we're going to do. The top 13 metal songs for each of us of all time up until this current point. Now, stuff might get added to this list. Some stuff might get removed from this list in the future. But as of right now, March 21st, 2022, this is our definitive list.
Yeah, this is my disclaimer for this. One disclaimer is that there would be a lot of different other songs on this list, but you said that we can't have more than like 2 from the same artist. So there would be different ones on here, and it would primarily be probably 5 bands because of their style of metal music is my favorite style of metal music.
Yeah.
But since we had only 2 songs from bands we can keep some mixture going on, I'm like, okay, fine. So technically this isn't the best 13 songs, but it's the most all-around best 13.
Yeah, I have a couple of repeats for some artists, but I think that...
I do too.
Yeah, each...
Top 4.
Each of these songs definitely deserve their place in this list. And when I was going through my catalog, I thought, you know what? If I thought really, really, really hard for weeks upon weeks, there would probably be some more songs in here, and I would take some songs out. But I was like, you know what? This is the list. This is the definitive list, and I don't want to fight tooth and nail over. No pun intended, because that's a record company. I don't want to fight over the placements. So do you want to go first with your number 13?
Sure, but right before we start,
Boom. All right, Luke, number 13. Let's go.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Can I get the number 13?
All right. Oh, I have to pull up my list. All right, so my number 13. All right. We're not going to do any guessing until probably the last 2.
Okay.
Guessing.
Well, yeah, last 2 we can guess.
All right. So my number 13 is Dr. Zhivago Part 3 by Attack Attack.
Interesting choice. I like it.
I was literally listening to the album the other day, and I listened to the 4 songs we know by them. And when this one came on, I'm like, this one has such like a much more. I personally really like the flow of it because it's very electronic metal / emo metal kind of, but still very heavy in a lot of it. But I feel like the background of it, where we found out about it with our cousins and stuff down in Virginia and the memories we've had with them. I feel like this song just hits different for me. So when I heard it again, because I used to listen to it a bunch last year, but I haven't heard it in like a couple months. So when I played it back, I'm like, oh, this song is so good.
Yeah. That whole like sticks what's it, stickily? No, Someday Came Suddenly. The whole Someday Came Suddenly album is really, really good.
Yeah. But that's my number 13, and their new album they just released is also very, very good.
Correct.
I've been listening to that one a lot.
Me too.
That's my number. That's my 13 is Barqs RB.
A very solid choice. Tech Attack is incredible. In the same vein as you, my number 13 comes from a place where we were beginning to be introduced to hardcore metal. Not just like the classic metal of the 80s, not just like, the emo metal from the mid 2000s. This was like hardcore. Yeah, we need to go dark and evil. Hold on, where's mine? There we go. We need to go back to the roots of what made us love hardcore metal to begin with. And it's the same exact cousins on that Virginia trip. My number 13 is Hey John, What's Your Name Again by The Devil Wears Prada.
Very good song.
Very classic.
Very classic.
It is heavy the entire way through. To the untrained ear, you can't even understand what they're saying.
Yeah, you need the lyrics.
And when we were like teenagers, that's exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, it's just heavy, like super heavy.
Mm-hmm. And Devil Wears Prada, like solid band. That's all I'll say. But yeah, that's kind of where, at least for me, that was my roots of hardcore metal.
Very solid.
Are you move on to number 12?
Number 12. All right, so technically this is a 2-for-1 because it is probably my second favorite song that leads into another song, and the first song, it's more like more like stanzas or quotes. There's no chorus or anything like that. It just kind of like builds up super slowly, has its quick high point, and then fades to the next song. So this is my number 12. It is Debts of the Soul Leading into Oblivion by Fitmore King.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
Oh. If we're doing a list for top 5 metal albums of all time, I found about this album last year, it would be in my top 3.
Is this the same album where Everything Means Nothing is on?
Yes.
Okay.
Same album. So this I almost had a different song by them called Shattered Glass. Very good song. But I feel like how it hits emotionally and the words of this song are way more impactful and way more have more meaning, and like how it just flows through the entire way of how like almost artistic it is very, very well done. So that's my 12. Deaths of Our Souls Leading into Oblivion.
Solid.
Very good. Very good album. Very good song.
My number 12 is also from the beginning of our growth of love from metal. Also another very hardcore song. It is 94 Hours by As I Lay Dying.
Also very good heavy song.
Main reason why, well, clearly is the kick drums. Like that, it owns the song, but also it's okay. Maybe not that hardcore. Maybe a little bit more structured, but yes, that same vibe. But yeah, no, just solid song overall. Very heavy all the way through, and that was kind of during the beginning stages of As I Lay Dying back in the day. So yeah, not much more to say about that.
But very good.
Yeah.
All right, my next one is. This was a really tough one. There were probably 2 or 3 that I had to choose from this band. But my next one is For the Fallen by For Today.
That's a good one.
Off their Fight the Silence album. Very emotional. I think I just like for heavy metal, just stuff that has really a lot of meaning. But this album, it hits on a whole different level. Like it's very like um, strong yet kind of dark, you know, symbols in life and whatnot, and like struggling and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But this song, so good, and there is a drop like at near the very end where it's like one of the best drop songs I've ever had. It's just like I can't. For everyone out there listening, for you couple of people, we will be putting these in links in the description if you want to listen to them, see what our songs are. But this one has a really good, like, heavy drop to it, and it just goes.
And For Today has a good track record with their albums.
Oh yeah.
Just, I don't even think there's a bad album among them.
The last one they released was kind of meh, which had a song that almost took this place, but this one I just liked a little bit more.
Gotcha.
But very good.
Gotcha.
Too bad they disbanded. R.I.P.
Yeah, but you know, they live forever in our hearts. My number 11 is a standalone song. This was written by the band for one of their fellow bandmates who unfortunately passed away. And it's a song called Memories by XXI. So it's an ode to him and how they remember him. And it's solid from beginning to end. To you, the listener, it might not mean anything. It could just be a good metal song for you to rock out to. But XXI, who does kind of like the back and forth flow between soft vocals and hard lyrics, Memories is just hard basically the entire way through.
For XXI, it's my favorite song by them.
Me too. I mean, clearly it's on the list.
That's why.
Solid band, but definitely a solid song too. And this was like a standalone song too. Like it wasn't on an album. They just put it out there as like their tribute.
My next song is Rocky Fire. Okay. My next song is All Consuming Fire by War of Ages.
Another hallmark from the beginning of our love for metal.
I felt like this one had to be in there just because of, I think, like, just it being, like, the War of Ages song. It's the reason it's the War of Ages song, because it's so good. And it was the one that always got the crowd pumped up at, like, Soulfest and stuff. Like, it was always the last song of their playlist, so when they start singing, everyone just went bananas for it. Oh man.
Remember what?
So good.
Remember, I think I can't remember if it was last Christmas or the one right before that. But we were all over at Christine's family's house, and you know it's a bunch of like random cousins and you know older generations of people there, and there's like Christmas songs going on the radio, not the radio, but the speakers, whatever. Yeah. And Christine looks at me and she's like, "Hey, Caleb," and I'm like, "What?" And then she clicks the play button and just blasts that song through the whole house, and like we're both like,
everyone got so confused, and we're all sober people, and her were just like,
and everyone's like,
what just happened? Is this a satanic household?
Basically, it seemed like that.
No, it's fine. They're Christian. They're at Soulfest. Don't worry about it.
And also, best thing about War of Ages, the lead singer, Leroy Hamp, he's a ginger. He's got many ginger little kids running around, and they're all like tiny and cute. But yeah, no, definitely like the quintessential War of Ages song that I feel like anybody that knows the band came into by listening to that song. My number 10, it's not a very well-known band, but I personally enjoyed listening to the song on repeat when I was in college. It kind of helped me with my mental health, with schoolwork, just relaxing in between classes, and it's a small band, so it's something that I could show other people if I wanted to. And the song is Paradise by No Eye Has Seen.
I knew that you were going to put this on your list because you asked me, like, what's the name of the band again? I'm like, I really want to put it on my list too, but I'm like, Caleb can have it. Like, yeah. I was really tempted to put it on my last one just because it's a very good band.
Because like I totally forgot what the band was called, because I'm like, it's not Homestead, because that's our friend Brian's band that he used to be in. So I'm like, what's the name of the band? And I couldn't remember the exact name of the song too, because I forgot whether it was like a song name or like it was in parentheses. And I haven't listened to it in years, so I just blanked on everything that had to do with it. So thankfully you came in and told me, otherwise I would have never found it.
So, yeah, quick funny story is that one of my teachers, when I went to school for manufacturing, his son is actually the lead singer of it. So, funny enough, when there was one day in school where he just said, like, hey, guys, want to listen to my son's band? I'm like, this guy's like a contemporary Christian kind of guy, whatever. He puts it in the speakers in the machine shop, plays it, and of course, everyone being like their 30s and also rock and metal heads, everyone's like, it's like the song's just playing. We're like, this is so good. When I first heard it, I instantly fell in love with that song.
It's amazing, and it's a standalone song, so it's not on any of their albums. It's just kind of like one of their singles. Also, I want to fact check this before I go on because you might like to hear this. Let me.
The one quick thing I want to say is that Paradise has almost like the same art and sound as Memories, kind of, to me, where it still has that, like, I don't know how to explain it really, but I feel like the core of Memories is like the same kind of core as Paradise to me. It's just it has like a very similar sound to it.
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
sort of.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hard to explain, but yeah.
So I did look this up. So they have a new single and an EP that came out this year.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, their single is called Constellations, which is really, really good. It's their top song by far. Like, it goes from Constellations, which is almost 26,500 plays, and then number 2 is 3,800.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then they have
I should listen to that one.
They have an EP called Eternal Lung, which has, I think, 6 songs on it. So it's a mini album, basically. But definitely worth checking out.
Very cool.
All right, what you got?
So my next one, Kev, you're gonna probably know, but just because of another song kind of introducing me to another genre of metal a little bit, kind of, having just this as my metal music, and then kind of going like The Puzzle by Influence.
Ooh, that's a classic.
I went with that one because it was just a classic song. There's other songs that they have that I really, really like. And I saw them in 2019, and it was a very good concert. They played a lot of stuff I know, but this song, I put it in there just because, like, I think a lot of these songs that I have are a lot of them are just for nostalgic reasons, and kind of like showing me, like, hey, like, there's other kinds of metal music. Let's do a quick little widen the path a little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit more broaden our taste. So overall, very good band. Swedish band. They're actually playing in Europe right now. It's kind of cool. A little bit dangerous. But very good band. Highly recommend if you like more, not folk metal for some of their songs, but has a lot more melody to it.
like classic metal, like
Yeah.
like late.
Like late 80s, early 90s kind of metal sounding stuff.
I was
a little bit.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they also have songs that are slow songs, which are really good. They have 2 songs called "Follow Me" and "Stay with Me." Very good songs. They have an acoustic guitar and all that stuff. Really good. But overall, good hard rock, soft metal band.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
My number 9 is one of the first interactions that we had with this band. And it was in a time in our lives where we were blossoming from our love of metal, where we were listening to everything we could, all these different songs from different artists were coming in. Around the same time that you started listening to The Puzzle, actually. So all these influences were just coming together in this big old web. So this song is Catching Myself by Under Oath.
Under Oath has a lot of solid.
Not recently.
It had.
True.
They're pre what? 2012, 2013, 2012.
Oh, Disambiguation came out in 2010, and then the album right after that, I forget the name of it. I think it's like The Sound of Static or something like that. I don't know. Forget the name. But yeah, basically that early 2010s was their prime. If you don't count, their 2000 era when they were like kind of emo.
Kind of. Well, that was just some of the silent. So emo or new metal, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and Under Oath like helped define the sound of metal in the 2000s, and I think Catching Myself is kind of like the end of that, where everybody's now catching up to the same sound. And also, Under Oath just has a passion for weird sounding instruments.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of weird riffs and stuff like that, but addicting nonetheless.
In general, very heavy percussion because they have 3 percussionists. They have a drummer and then 2 other drummers who take care of 4 drummers each. Slash, not count, like huge water. And I am seeing them in May. It is The Devil and I by Slipknot.
Yes! Yes!
This song, oh man, it just popped up on my recommended page on YouTube back in 2015, ages ago. So I didn't have too many views. I'm like, growing up in a Christian household, I'm like, Slipknot means the devil because they look like demons, so they're the devils. They wear masks. And I heard this song, and I'm like, okay, this is way different because it's literally the devil in I. It's like your inner darkest person and how it destroys you from inside. So it's literally talking about like it's like not worshiping devils. It's literally like, hey, like I have like bad in me and I need to like live and be good. But another one, same thing with The Puzzle by In Flames, kind of like broadening my listening ears to different kinds of metal music and listening to the music. Sometimes more than rather just the words, but sometimes even just the music itself is like really super well done, or professionally well done and not close. Because sometimes you have metal songs where music doesn't flow, but the lyrics and the music and like the vocals are great. Sometimes metal songs are the opposite, where it's sometimes in a song. I'm not saying Devil and I, but in general, some metal songs have really good production and bass and guitar.
Yeah.
That's my next one on my list.
And Slipknot's a staple too. Like, if you enjoy that sound, like Slipknot is gonna be one of your top bands.
Yeah, and what's kind of funny is that back when they started back in the late '90s, they were also the leading band for one of the leading bands that really took off the whole genre of nu metal, where it's like quick pace and everything. And even Ozzy Osbourne himself said, "Hey, if you need a 10th member, sign me up." And they're like, "Whoa, Ozzy Osbourne wants to join us."
They should have signed him immediately.
I know, but they're like, he's got his own band. He's fine. But he's
Yeah.
like, dang, that would have been cool.
And that's more of a respect for the craft too, because it was like, man, if Ozzy Osbourne came in, he would be running things. And they're like, we gotta let him do his own work and have his own artistic movement. It would be nice for him to come and play with us, but it's like he's too big.
Can't do that.
My number 8 is just the best song off of this album, in my opinion. And you know how some songs, in their lyrics, they hide the name of the album?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a artist that kind of does that a lot. So I'm just going to say the name. The name of the song is Majoring in the Minors by August Burns Red. And the album name is Found in Faraway Places. And so that line is hidden in the lyrics of this song. So it's officially, unofficially the titular track.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that song is also my favorite off that album.
Yeah, it's just solid from start to finish. There's no complaints, and the entire album is like loosely based off of like this Western cowboy aesthetic.
Literally, the guitar solo is Western, and I love it so much. Because like when I first heard that song for the first time, it just started going like acoustic guitar and like fiddle, well, not fiddle, but like Western instruments and whatnot. And I'm like, it's crazy. Like, how do they implement this into a metal song? I never thought it could be done.
And then it goes from that like Western solo right back into metal in like half a second. And
they do it. It's perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. Like they do a whole bunch of different styles of sound within their different albums. Like they even have metal Christmas albums, for gosh sakes, and it's amazing.
All right. Next one on my list, KB kind of mentioned the album earlier. My favorite song by the Devil Wears Prada is Reptar King of the Ozone.
Oh, that's a good one.
Such a good one, because I was on that album. I'm like, oh, this is my song. This is my song for Devil Wears Prada. Kind of same thing where it's Hey John, what's your name again? Where it's just heavy all the way through, and it's just like almost unintelligible lyrics the entire way through. But if you really listen or if you look through it, you can see what they say. But one of my favorite things is that like this is one part where it's like super heavy guitar, and then like the drums are going and everything stops, and it just goes ping on the cymbal, and I'm like, the random cymbal is so good. I love it.
The serotonin is flowing through my body.
Yeah, it's like ding. Like, I don't know. That to me, I think that's what made me really love the song. Just because that little side thing that they did. Oh,
dude, I was this close from putting that on my list, but I was like, I could put it in there, but like there's like other Devil Wears. There's like, Hey John, what's your name again? I'm like, I feel like if I put that song in, it would be too close to number 13 for my personal list. I'd be like, you can't really have those two songs be back to back.
What's really funny is that if you did do a Devil Wears Prada song, I knew that you would pick Hey John, what's your name again?
Yeah.
I'm like, you would be close, but I think you would pick that one.
100%. Yeah, and you guessed right. Okay, my number 7 is off of one of the best EPs of all time. Not even just like metal EPs, but just EPs, period. Huh?
I think I know what you're talking about.
You probably do. And it's from a Christian metal band. You mentioned them before. And every single song is a worship song. But it's metal as F. So this song is From Zion by For Today.
Oh! Sorry. But honestly, same best EP of all time.
Hands down.
Hands freaking down. 11 out of 10.
Yeah. Especially, like, I mean, obviously there's, like, very strong, like, religious Christian themes to it, but even if you were, like, a metal fan and you listen to it, you would still find something to take out of it, because the songs sound amazing. And even though you may not necessarily, like, believe in Christianity or anything like that, if you know the basics of, like, what Christ means to Christians, these songs will punch you in the face.
Literally, From Zion was the one song that almost took For the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, which one?
Ah, dang it.
Yeah. Always it would have been there.
And I fought for all of those songs. Every single song on that EP, I could justifiably put on my list. But I was like, you know what? I have to pick the best one from that album and put it in my personal favorites.
They're all so good. They're all really good.
Yeah. If I had like a top 20 or top 25,
they would all be in it.
3 out of the 4 of them would be in here, 100%. Done. Like it's just, that's just how it is.
So good.
All right, what's your number 6?
I know you haven't listened to this song, but this one kind of, I listened to, you also mentioned the band before. This song kind of snuck up on me where I listened to a lot of their music, and I was just kind of I kind of just binged their albums all the way through because I never listened to the full album all the way through. And I listened to this album, which this band has many good albums all the way through, but this one song I really, really like, and it is My Only Home by As I Lay Dying.
I feel like I've heard this one, but only one time in passing.
Well, Caleb, if you go to the link in the description, you can hit that link and listen to my songs.
Oh my gosh, really? I can go right now and I can click down there and I can
press the link.
I can go to the link and I can go on Spotify and listen to all the songs that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
But yeah, oops, my microphone bumped my microphone. But yeah, this one was definitely an easy song to put on the list for me, just because I really love the chorus in it so much. Obviously, you know, the normal metal part of it's great, but like the chorus is really soothing and almost like kind of just hits home for me. Honestly, it hits home, my only home, but kind of it, like, I don't know, it just I can't really describe it. It's just
Like,
really
like
like
are you saying
I feel for the song because it kind of connects with me a little bit.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you feel it within you. Like, I relate to this song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
solid.
good.
My number six is uh, some people would call it their favorite on this particular album, but me, it's just the best all around song. On this album, it has one of the best first songs on a metal album of all time. Just of how it. Yeah, I know. You know. I know you know. I know you know. But this is the best song on the album, just based off of itself standing alone without having help from a previous track. So this song is "Collapsing" by Demon Hunter, and it's got a mix of heavy and light vocals as Demon Hunter is wanted to do, and the whole album, the world is a thorn. Whole album super solid, great songs all the way around. But for me personally, this is my favorite one.
Yeah, this almost this close to being my favorite Demon Hunter song, but I'm gonna get that wrong.
Okay. Well,
I
we're coming down to it.
we'll save it. My my next favorite song, number what is it?
5.
Number 5 is off a semi underrated album, although some of the songs sound the same. But my favorite song off this album, and probably from this band in general, is "Beauty and Tragedy" by Oxford Red.
That is a song that I have not listened to as much as I want to, but I recognize that's good.
It is. It's another one of those songs where like I just feel with the chorus and stuff as well, and I feel like it's just I don't know. There's something about the song where like when I listen to August Burns Red, I either listen to Majoring the Minors, Meddler, and this is always my go-to is Beauty and Tragedy. I put this one on my list for before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was tough for me to pick from those three, but I'm like, this is the one I always go to. Like if I want to listen to August Burns Red, I always
That's a good choice.
very good song.
Mine.
Very good. If you survived this long through the video, thank you.
Thank you for trunging with us as we get through our stuff. Oh, hold on, let me find it. My number 5, and my favorite song by this band. Number 1 has a incredible music video. There's no like story or plot line to the music video. It's just kind of like raw, chaotic energy, where the visuals of the music video help the music out in a very, very big way. Yeah, exactly. And so this song, which again is my favorite of the band, is "Chaos Theory" by War of Ages. I love it so much. I have a T-shirt that is totally modeled after this particular song.
Literally, this is like such a good song. That album as well is a near perfect album.
It is.
Can I tell you quick? I don't know if I told you, but do you know how I found out about this album coming out and the music video itself?
No, I don't think so.
Back in I think it was mid 2015 when the album came out, or whatever. Me and Mom were actually in the McDonald's in Blue, just getting food on the way home from something, probably some Boy Scout related thing. And I was just on YouTube, and this popped up. I'm like, War of Ages has a new song, a new album. I pressed on it and watched it. I'm like, this new album is going to be fire. So that's the first time I ever heard Chaos Theory was in a McDonald's eating McDouble.
Was that the same year that when we went to Soulfest they were playing?
I think it was the year after they played it, the entire album. Most of it.
Okay.
It might have been. I can't remember.
Oh, and maybe it was 2013 we went and saw them.
Yeah, we saw them in 2013. Yeah, and then they released the album next year, and then they played the following year. So it's like they were there, they weren't there, and then they were.
Yeah, because we saw them multiple times there. I just forgot how the timeline worked out. But yeah, Chaos Theory, just super punchy lyrics and music throughout the entire thing, and it well deserves my number 5 spot.
Very pump up kind of metal song where you can like if you have a group of people that all know it, which is hard to find because it's a small band. but the very like just jumping song, just go I feel like.
Yeah, go watch the music video for Chaos Theory, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Exactly, you'll see why.
All right, number 4 for you.
My number 4 needs no introduction. It's Lazarus by Exiting the Fall.
Yes, dude.
If I could see one concert, it would be Exiting the Fall. But they're so small and so irrelevant that they'll never come back together. Because they formed a new band called Valley Heart, and they're pretty good, but they're alternative rock.
Which is, you know, if that's your piece of the pie, that's fine, but they're not metal, so they can't make our list.
They can't be on the list. I'm sorry, Kevin, and everyone else.
So sad.
So sad. But Lazarus by Exiting the Fall, they were that underdog band at Soulfest that came up. They're playing like 7th in a row, so they played like 2 p.m. Totally like, I was just like, yeah, Exiting the Fall. Okay, cool. A band. I'm going to see heavy metal. Saw them. I'm like, these guys are so good, and they're very much like, they kind of have that new metal sound to them where they're really quick paced and kind of like fast screaming and stuff. So I would personally categorize them as new metal for a lot of their stuff. But this song is the one song that I heard that had a really long intro that built into a very drop.
Yeah.
Drop.
And they have like a lot of light vocals. Like traditionally, that band has a lot of light vocals, and then it goes into heavy. But it's the type of heavy guttural sound where you can understand what they're saying if you're a newbie, if you're listening to them in concert. Even if in concert where all this noises happen, you can still understand what they're saying. And when they played at Soulfest, they were, like you said, they were a smaller band, so they played on the side stage that not a lot of people went to. So you can,
and you get front row seats.
Easy. Easy.
Awesome.
You can arrive in the middle of the show, and you could get really good spots.
I filmed 2 songs by them. I wish I just filmed the entire concert because I didn't know they're going to be disbanding the next year. But I have 2 songs filmed by them on my original iPod, so I'm going to cherish those forever.
And they're on the YouTube as well.
They're on the YouTube, so go check it out. Link in the subscription bar of the Press on the Bar. Press the tab. Netherfire Studios. It's down. You can go back like 7 years.
If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already down there. If this is on Spotify, then what are you doing? Get over on YouTube.
What are you doing?
Come on, man.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite songs because it's number 4.
Mm-hmm. R.I.P. football video game guy.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Goodbye, John Madden. Dude, speaking of which, I got Madden 2022 for free. Well, it's because Nona is a Amazon Prime member, and so they're giving away 2022 for free. I played a little bit while I was waiting for you, but it's fine. Anyway, sorry. My number 4 metal song of all time, off of arguably one of their, actually probably the best album that they have. The song is called "Mammoth" by The Devil Wears Prada.
Really?
Their album "Dead Throne" is hands down their best album. Hands down. And I thought about putting their Zombie EP on here, like a song or 2 from there, but I was just like, nah, Mammoth is going to blow all of them out of the water anyway.
Mammoth is definitely my favorite song off that album as well.
It starts like... I won't let this ruin me! And it's like... That and My Questions have the same vibe to it, but Mammoth is that song where I can press play in the morning as I'm going to work, or press play on my way home from work, and it gives me it gives me the same boost as an energy drink.
Oh yeah,
it's something you just wildly flail.
It's like, I love metal music.
Now, I've only seen them once in concert, back in 2013, basically near the beginning of our metal experience. But again, I was a kid. But
and you saw As I Lay Dying. You saw 94 Hours in concert.
I did see 94 Hours in concert. I was just like, oh.
You probably saw my favorite album by them in concert too, and I'm so bad.
My face was just like blah, because it was the Chariot that, I mean, the Chariot, the band that not I don't know at all. But it was the Chariot, As I Lay Dying, For Today, and the Devil Wears Prada.
So good. Like,
It's,
come on. You can't beat that. Well,
no.
you can somehow beat that lineup, but that is such a good lineup.
For a random showing of bands.
Dude, a 3 for 4?
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
No. And it was great. Like, the show started at, like, 6 p.m. and it went all the way to, like, midnight for all the artists. And then me and our friend Bryant, who is in the band Homestead, or was in the band Homestead, I went with him and a bunch of his friends. And on the way back, we went to Denny's. It was, like, that classic, like, early 2010s metal experience where we're like, yeah, man, it's like 1 a.m. and we're going to Denny's for some...
It's the throwdown at Denny's.
Yeah, that viral video is really, really good.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Mammoth at number 4. One of my favorite Devil Wears Prada songs. There's just so many that can take that place. I'll listen to basically anything Devil Wears Prada, even though they kind of changed their sound in their recent album. It's still solid.
I'm just surprised the band got the hype here because I just obviously didn't know what you listened to.
I listen to a lot of the same old stuff, but
I do too, but
there's a new song that I don't think you know too much about. There's a new song coming up at number 3 for me, but I won't say what it is. So I'll let you take number 3 first.
All right. My number 3 is off another band I mentioned a little bit ago. And I was not a fan of this album because of its techno 90s sound to it. But after listening to this song and more songs off this album, this song is straight bonsai, nutso heavy, whip your hair every direction, give me a jumpsuit with a mask. This is, in parentheses, sick, S-I-C, by. No joke, start to finish, insane. Best heavy drop in a song, hands down. Like, this song is just, like, it's not a long drop at the end, but it's just, you can feel it in your chest even when you're listening. It's just, you'll get a workout in if you jam. If you mosh to this song, you will get a workout.
Gotcha.
So definitely one that not a lot of people will listen to, but if you can appreciate what they are as a whole and from start to finish of who Slipknot is as a band and where they start from, they start at rock bottom with literally nothing. This song changed how they grew. If they did not release this song and then Surfacing another song, if they did not release those 2 songs, Slipknot probably wouldn't be a band.
Interesting.
But super good.
It's very rare. It's very rare that like a band can pick out a song that defines them and kind of sets them up for success. Because a lot of times it's like a concert or a specific record deal, or maybe you just hit the right target audience. But it was like this song was like, if it just wasn't on the album, they would have just been obscure.
Literally every comment I see, and even friends I know who have listened to this since they started, they said if Sick and Surfacing were not songs that they listened to or songs, they probably wouldn't have listened and didn't appreciate them. So if there wasn't for those 2 songs, they could have had their one and done album. Yeah. And probably could have not have been dozens of other bands spawned.
Yeah. And yeah, there have been so many bands that would not take inspiration from them, so we would lose on a lot of greats of the current time.
I'm also surprised myself because I started listening to this song probably 3 years ago, and it's like in my top 3, just because I just love how it is.
Well, it's so funny you mentioned that. My number 3 is kind of like that, where it is a very new song for me personally. I only found out this band last year, and this is the top song of this band.
A band you found last year?
Yeah.
Do I listen to this band?
I think I've showed you this song, but you don't listen to them, I don't think. I'll give you a hint. The band has a female vocalist.
Oh, is it shoot. Is it Ginger? Or am I thinking of?
No. Like the color hair of the person? No.
No, the band name is Ginger.
No.
J-I-N-G-E-R.
No, but I know that band, but no, it's.
I was gonna say Pisces by them. That's like really good. Okay.
No. So the song is "Circle with Me" by Spirit Box.
Never
I feel like I've said this to you. Like, literally, like, it's an easy top 3, too. It's by far my favorite song, period, by a female vocalist. She has incredible range, because she does the light vocals and the heavy vocals herself. And probably about, 80 to 85% of the song is just her singing normally, like with the light vocals. But then in that last 25%, it punches you in the throat. Not even the face, but in the throat.
I feel like you sent this to me like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you didn't retain any of it, but you got to listen to it. The music video is kind of but it kind of helps with the experience. Like, it's kind of like when you're drinking water, when you're digesting food, it kind of helps digest everything and settles everything in place. But if you just listen to the song in general, it's really, really solid. But Luke, you yourself can click the link in the description to listen to all the songs we've been talking about.
I can go into the link. It's that easy. How do I do that? Do I scroll down and press on something?
Yeah, you scroll down. You click the little Read More tab to see the list of things that we have right down there.
In the description.
It's right down there, and you click the little link right there, and it brings you straight to Spotify for the playlist.
Wow,
it's incredible.
Incredible.
But, yeah, the Spirit Box is playing with Under Oath at the end of this month in Pittsburgh.
Are you going?
No, trying to save money for stuff. Well, okay, also here's why. I already saw Under Oath. They had a great show. It was right when their second newest album came out, which was okay, but is kind of a departure from the Under Oath that we know and love.
Or Under Oath.
Yeah, so I got my fill of Under Oath. I'm like, okay, they played a ton of classics and some new stuff. I'm good. And the most recent album that Under Oath came out with was just poopy. So I'm like, nah, I'm fine with not spending $50 to see a band that kind of fell out of favor for me. And also, Spirit Box is good. Like, if they have a lot of good other songs, but I just don't know them enough to actually, vibe with everything.
True.
But yeah, Circle with... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say you're paying for a ticket for hopefully they play one song.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to play it. I think it's I think it's either their fourth or third most popular song, because they got a bunch of other stuff. But for me, it's like, it's a home run, knock out of the park. All right, we're coming down to the top 2. So this is my chance to guess what your number 2 would be. Can I have... Okay, so I just want to guess the artist, because obviously any...
Well, if you get the artist, you can then guess the song.
Okay.
I can give you one hint.
Okay, what's the hint?
I've not mentioned this artist yet.
Ooh, wow, this is... Okay. You have not mentioned Under Oath yet. You have not. But I'm not guessing that. I'm not guessing. What's a metal band that Luke would not put on the list yet?
This song is...
This song is your song currently. This is a song.
Well,
that
I mean, with like this, no, not that, but like this band as a whole, I love this band, but this one song is the one that I literally always play. My last little hint is that we've been listening to them quite.
So, I probably didn't even need that last hint, because my guess is going to be kind of ballsy, because it's not going to be a stereotypical metal song in the modern sense. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm going to say the band, and I'm going to say the song. You don't even have to tell me if the band is right. I'm just going for it. This is what we do.
It's going to go bum bum.
It's going to go, ready? It's To Hell with the Devil by Stryper. No, what? Not at all? Not at... Oh my... What?
Demon Hunter, Godforsaken.
Oh, gosh darn it. I thought you had a previous Demon Hunter song on here.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I'm saving the big one. Oh, you screwed it up, man.
I messed it up. Oh my gosh.
Although I heard Hell with the Devil the other day, I'm like, this song introduces the metal at the age of 5.
Yeah. Dude, oh man, and like, it's so funny, because like, for me,
Good collapsing, I'm like, oh, that's my second favorite one.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Because, like, no, literally, Collapsing and Godforsaken were fighting for that number 6 position. But also, like, again, if I put Godforsaken in my list, it would have to kick out a bunch of other songs that deserve to be here. Ah, oh, man, I'm sad that I missed out on that. But now, no, 100% agree with you. That is 100% agree.
So good. I still want to see them in concert.
But they just don't play.
It's been 13 years or whatever since we've been listening to them, or something. 10 years?
12
years?
Yeah,
12 years. Still haven't come to New England.
Not even close. Yeah, not even close. Like, maybe...
I think Ohio was the closest, and that was a long time.
It was either that or in New Jersey, but still, it's like, what are we going to do? We're like teenagers. We're not going to be driving down to New Jersey.
We don't have cars. We don't have licenses. We can't go see them.
Yeah. But I'm still holding out hope that I see them one day.
Hope for a hero.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's my number 2.
So you got to guess what my number 2 is.
All right.
I'll give you a hint. This song is the best Christian metal song of all time, in my opinion.
Christian metal.
I can
That's your number 2 though, so wouldn't that be your number 1 though?
No, because the number one's it's kind of by definition, my number 1 song isn't by a Christian band, but I'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, number 2 is my number 1 Christian metal song. Not mine. It's the top Christian metal song.
Is it a band that we've listened to a long time, or is it just kind of within the last?
Yeah, I mean, we've been listening to them for a fair chunk of time, and I've also mentioned them on this list already.
I'm stuck between 2, but I'm gonna go with Under Oath, Writing on the Wall.
No. What's your other one?
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had two rolling around. No.
What I did? What? Christian metal? The Christian metal song. What band's it?
I made a meme about it where, it's that, change my mind meme where I said this song by this band is the best Christian metal song of all time, change my mind. And I had people who were like, blah, 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 no, it's not. And I had other people who were like, yeah, kind of, it is. But the song is Whitewashed by August Burns Red.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, start to finish.
For a second, I thought you were going to go with Meddler.
That was in contention for this list, too. But that would have been, 1, 2... Yeah. If I had included that would have been 3 August Burns Red songs, and I'm like, I can't do that. It's too much.
See, I had Writing on the Walls and Tip My Tongue. I'm like, there was another song. I remember him saying not too long ago that was really, really good.
But yeah.
No, when he said it was also on the list, I'm like, oh, it could be Under Oath, maybe. Yeah, White Rock.
Right, Rosh. Raggy.
Raggy.
My mom.
That song is very good.
Yeah. It's like, I was all blurry for a second. I don't know why. It's like I said, start to finish, great song, like powerful instruments, everything like that. Just like there's never a slow moment. So just takes number 2 for me.
Number 2.
And now number 1 for you. I gotta take another crack at this because this is kind of.
I'll give you another hint.
Yeah.
I have mentioned this band on my list as well.
Okay.
This band, overall, as Luke's sound of metal, vocalist, percussion, guitar, bass, feeling, this band is overall Luke metal.
Well, hold on. I'm looking up the band I think it is because I think I know what band it is, but I wanna nail the song. Oh yeah, no, I know what it is. It's Psychosocial by Slipknot. No, gosh darn it!
The Psychosocial by Slipknot is not even in like my top 15 for Slipknot.
Really?
it was so overused for such a long time. Like, nah, don't feel it anymore.
Oh, weird.
Give one more shot.
One more shot. Okay. Can I get another hint? Because there's a lot of bands that you mentioned. Cause I know I know your sound, but I'm just having a hard time narrowing it down.
You also mentioned this band as well, and you've seen them in concert.
Well, I've seen all but one, all but two of my bands in concert. Is it an Under Oath song?
No.
How? Okay. Also, I want to complain real quick. How does any Under Oath song not even make it to your top 13?
It's Dangerous Business. Walking out your front door almost made it, but then I remember Dr. Zhivago.
Ah, yeah, that's fair. Dang it! Oh man, it's on my list.
They have like a classic sound to them as well as far as guitars go. So they have guitar solos. They have really fast, heavy drums, deep vocals, yet also normal singing as well. Been playing
since 2000.
And this song was another one of those songs where it got me into another branch of it.
Another branch. So now I'm going between The Devil Wears Prada and For Today. Is it one of those? Neither one of those? I have no idea then. I have no idea.
It is this song I play literally twice a day at work. It is The Sound of Truth by As I Lay Dying.
Oh, yeah! Oh, and it's so iconic. We owned an ATV game where that song was on it.
Literally, by far, a 12 out of 10. 12 out of 10 for me.
What about that other song that you said was an 11 out of 10? It beat even that, and that was above perfect.
Yeah, but dude, this song though, I listen to it every single day at work, and I just like have to stop what I'm doing, lean back on my desk, and just listen. Like, oh, it's so good. I love it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with God Forsaken that you mentioned, where it's one of those songs that you can listen to over and over again. Doesn't matter what mood you're in, you can sing to it if you want.
It's good.
It's just
It's one of those songs where you're listening to on a CD and you're trying to. It's a random CD, so you're like pressing a song. I don't want to listen to that one, and you land on it, and it's like, yep, I'm listening to this.
Yeah, it's like
for me, that's this song. It just stops everything, stops all the music in this.
No, and that's how my number one is too. Like every single time this song randomly comes through on a playlist, or even with our like family playlist, it comes through, I have to stop and listen to that one. I can't skip it. I have to just listen to the entire thing all the way through.
The song is the checkpoint song. It's like if it comes on, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Like, don't stop it.
Yeah.
If you stop it, I'm like, well, listen, we have to listen to this song.
Even if Maya's in the car and she doesn't like metal, even if Maya's in the car, we're like, we are listening to it.
Give me these 4 minutes and 21 seconds to me. This is mine.
Exactly.
That's my favorite song of the time.
You're actually kind of close on the time. The time of my number one is 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
Like 20 seconds off.
Yeah, it was not bad considering how most songs are like 3 minutes. Okay, so you have to guess. So, I mean, the big hint is they're not a Christian band.
Like, we're never Christian, or they no longer said that?
Well, I think I gotta say the hint because it kind of gives it away. But this is a band that is not Christian anymore.
It's right on the wall.
You got it, buddy.
Let's go! I knew it. Like number 2, it's got a Christian band. This is probably Under Oath.
I try not to react when you said that. I was like, oh, he's so close.
I know. And then you're like, well, this band is no longer. I'm like, I know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it spoiled it. Like I could have given you any. I would be like, yeah, you know, like the song, like it's kind of like a creepy music video, and everything's like there's a lot of weird camera angles, and you probably would have gotten it from that. But yeah, no, Writing on the Walls by Under Oath is hands down the song that if it comes on the playlist, I'm listening to it every single time. And for the longest time, I had no idea what the proper lyrics were because actually in the first third of the song, Aaron Gillespie, the drummer, he does the light vocals for the band, or he did. His lyrics, it's kind of like his chunk of lyrics, and then Spencer's lyrics, which are the harder screamo ones, his. And then after Spencer's, when Aaron picks up again, it's a continuation from his first line.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like if you cut out either one of them, it would be a proper stanza, but instead it's like cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste for their story.
Individual.
Yeah, and so I never knew what the lyrics were for the longest time, and then I realized, okay, well, now I know the flow of things, and I can actually sing the entire part of one person, because also they overlap with each other, too. So I can only sing one side all the way through if I want to, like, sound decent.
Yeah, I definitely, that's funny, though, because, like, when I think of, like, Caleb listening to his metal music, I just think of Brian Walls.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, for number 2, I'm like, this is probably his number 2 up or 1. It's got to be. So that's why I pretty much get for both.
Yeah, because I could have put out a wild card for number 1. Like, I've been like, it's
What is a thorn?
It's To Hell with the Devil by Stryper is my number 1. maybe our dad's number 1, but not ours. but yeah, no, like, and that was, in my opinion, their best album, Define the Great Line. It came out in 2006, and it's just perfect.
The boy brushed red in like a black room or something like that.
Oh, a boy brushed red in black and white.
Yeah, isn't that off the other album? Where's that off that album?
That is off one of their other albums. I'm gonna look that up real quick for you. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's off. That's the one with It's Dangerous Business walking.
No.
And
it's not. Nope. It's actually off of the album before Define the Great Line. It's off the album They're Only Chasing Safety in 2004.
Oh.
And it's actually their number 1 song at 48.5 million listens on Spotify because it's an emo classic. Like, even some of my friends I went to school with, and they have like an emo playlist. They might not be metal fans. They just like that pop punk. A Boy Brushed Red is on there because it's an emo song.
There's also, I think that's my favorite album, also because it has I'm Content with Losing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Boy Brushed Red, Dangerous Business Walking Front Door, and I'm Content with Losing are my top 3 Underoath songs, and they're all off the same album. So.
Yeah, I would disagree, but I see where you're coming from. Just like our root beer and Dr. Pepper debate. Like, I understand that it's good. It's not.
You froze for like a minute on my screen.
Oh really? I was just like.
Yeah, you went like. Just like, hello.
Could you still hear me at least? Oh, okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying. Did you hear the part where I was talking about my college friends had it on their playlists?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. No, I was just saying because like it's just like the root beer and Dr. Pepper debate that we had, where I see where you're coming from and I agree that they're good songs, but they're not even on the top 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is our lists for the top metal songs for us personally of all time up until March 21st, 2022.
If we think of more, we'll probably do another list, or we'll do a different genre. We can do a different genre, maybe.
That would be a lot of fun.
Or do just overall best albums of all time, and doesn't have to be just metal. It can be just anything.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah,
we'll discuss it, and then we'll surprise you.
We can definitely mix it up, like you said. Like we can do it between different genres. We can pick like the top 5 songs from one artist, which would be very fun to do, whether it's metal or not. There's a lot of different genres we listen to.
Yeah, do shorter lists so that we can like tie this into a podcast and add it, and not just have it be the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, and especially like if you have the stamina to make it through this podcast, it's a long show, this one. So buckle down, people.
Get yourself a nice cold Dr. Pepper.
No, but yeah, and it's like, and if you're like a long distance trucker for whatever reason you're listening to our show, this is the episode for you because it's going to take your entire journey.
It's the whole thing.
The whole kit and caboodle.
The whole thing.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely like a fun segment we can do, and it can even like if we do shorter lists, we can even have that be supplemental content that we put out, in between our regular shows or whatever. So it would still technically be bi-weekly, but we would just put it on the off week. Or, because like on the YouTube channel right now, it's basically just me alone playing games, or with you and Christine, like playing Halo or something like that. So we definitely got to figure out different kinds of content. And this could be one of them, where we just talk about music we like, or board games, or whatever. There's a board game I want to talk about eventually. I forget the name because we just got it, but it was your gift to us, where it's that little fighting game with like the legendary mythology people like Sherlock Holmes versus the Invisible Man versus Dracula or whatever.
Yep.
That little board game's a blast. Like, it's one of those things where, like, because Maya's not a very big, like, intricate board game kind of person. She's like, checkers or puzzles kind of gal, but like, because this game has a lot of like rules and stuff, but she's like, she opens the book and she's like, sounds so boring, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, no, let's give it a chance, let's get into it. And so she starts reading it aloud, and she's like understanding it piece by piece, and then once she's done reading the manual, we're like, okay, well, let's try it out. And then we figured it out as we went along, and it's really straightforward. But it's a lot of fun. I definitely want to talk about it. It's a blast. The sad thing is that, I'm kind of spoiling a little bit because, I would talk about this if we do that in the future. But all the expansions for it are wicked expensive. It's like $40 for like 2 additional figures and like their play cards that come with them. It's like Warhammer. Like, you pay like $60 for one Warhammer figurine.
Yeah, it's like, here's the game. It's like $10, but if you want an expansion pack, that's going to cost you $185.
More or less. But yeah, no, we'll probably get into that at a later time. I'm really excited. But yeah, Luke, it's been a big one. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to get on the show and talk about our love of music, especially metal.
Music is good.
It is.
Unless it's country.
In which case it's bad.
Unless it's Johnny Cash.
True. Johnny Cash, I'm getting a lot of Discord dings. I'm annoyed about that. Johnny Cash, super solid. Every other country musician,
still suck a butt.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Taylor Swift. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Swifties. Come at us.
Oh, no.
If you're listening to this, either you don't even like country to begin with, or you're married to someone who likes metal. Looking at you, Maya. Come at me. I'll fight you.
She's like, what? What'd you say about me?
She'll probably win. She'll just come for my kneecaps and just go take me out instantly.
Man.
But yeah, so this has been another Super Soda Bros podcast. Thank you guys so much for bearing with us, listening. If you've made it all the way to the end, we love putting out this content for you guys, and even we love doing this for each other, because we get to sit and talk about things we're passionate about, whether it's music or random other goofy stuff, and we just
hang out.
Yeah, we just bond as brothers, and that's what life is all about,
And if you like music, that's a bonus.
Yeah, and also if you enjoy the taste of bacon, which is, Luke, you can take it away.
Do you smell bacon?
Scene.